Hey guys, it's Carolyn, and today we are going to be talking about the best parts of working in a national park. If you guys watched last week's video, you'll know that it was about the worst parts of working in a national park. And so today I wanted to make the polar opposite version of that video and tell you the best parts. This video may go over some things that I've talked about in the past in other videos, but I just wanted to consolidate it all in one place and let you guys know what's up. There are so many things to do in a national park, and you really realize that when you go and work there. Even on days where you work, if you get off earlier in the day, such as like 2 p.m., you still have time to go on a hike afterwards. There's so much to do in national parks that realistically you are never going to run out of things. You'll live there for 4.5 months or longer, depending on your season, and you will not even dip a toe in doing everything you could possibly do. If you're always wanting to spend time outdoors in the place that you live in before you go to a national park, but you feel like you don't necessarily have the time to do it or the people to do it with or the knowledge on how to do it, you'll find all of those things in a national park. Generally, your fellow employees and soon-to-be friends are pretty much down to do anything at any time. Even if you don't know them and they want to go on a hike and you have like the means to get there, an idea of a hike to do, you could go on a hike with a complete stranger and it will still be awesome. Another thing that could be holding you back is if you don't want to go on hikes because you're scared to go just alone. I know in Yellowstone the recommended group used to be 2, now they changed it to 3. So you'll have friends that you can go on hikes with and you can do things with, as opposed to having to wing it by yourself in the woods with a can of bear spray. So as I've mentioned in previous videos, when you work at a national park, you generally eat in the employee dining room. So one cool thing that Xanterra does, and I can't speak for all companies that you can work for seasonal work, but they provide you with sack lunches that you can take on your days off. My friends and I used to get these lunches when we would go to the Tetons on the weekend, or if we were just like having the weekend off and going out and about, that way we could have snacks in our car. Generally, the lunches came with like a sandwich, a drink, some chips, and then like Oreos. I always got PB&J because you don't have to refrigerate it. Makes life easy. And the sack lunches were actually pretty good. Like sometimes I would get sun chips and apple juice and it was just so good. You're also going to meet really awesome people. And I know I talk about this all the time, but it's because all of the people that I've met in national parks just left a huge impression on me. And it was such a great experience getting to know them and living with them and seeing what other people are like from other places. I don't see how building relationships with other people could possibly be a bad thing about working at a national park, so I genuinely think this is one of the best and most awesome parts of working there. I think someone just knocked on my door. We're good. No one's here to kill me. Yet. This is gonna sound cheesy, but you can also basically transform your soul. Being fully surrounded by the natural beauty of the earth is revolutionary, it's awesome, and it's something that not a lot of people get to experience. So when you work in a national park, it's kind of like you feel like you're living in the middle of the woods. Obviously, you're living in a dorm, you have people cooking food for you, and you're working in an establishment. But the fact that you have so much at your fingertips that you can just walk outside and like the whole world is waiting there for you is awesome. The stargazing in national parks is also insane. If you ever go to Yellowstone, you have to go to the Grand Canyon of Yellowstone to like the grand overlook and just look at the Milky Way. Back in 2015, I watched a meteor shower there in the middle of the night, and it was like the most amazing, breathtaking thing I've ever witnessed in my life. Something I've discussed before is that you really escape from reality. When you live and you work in a national park, you don't deal with all of these weird daily struggles that you don't even realize you're dealing with. For example, driving by a fast food restaurant and talking yourself out of eating there, or walking around a random store and being like, I don't need to buy that, and then you buy it anyways. You escape from reality for a little bit. And you don't have to deal with all these everyday pressures. You're just living in a forest, paying bills if you have them back home, and you go to work, you get your work done, and when you're done with work, you have all the freedom to do anything you want. You can, like I said, go hiking, go hang out with your friends, go to the employee pub. It's awesome. It's not like real life. Obviously, I know it's real life, but it's a much easier, simpler, slowed down version of life, and I appreciate that. Last but not least, a really cool thing is that if you go and you work in a national park and you love it so much, it doesn't have to end there. There are at least 2 seasons every single year, and you can always extend your contract, or you could go to a different national park and try it out somewhere else. the possibilities of working in, I think there are like 59 national parks in the US. I can't remember. I mentioned it in a different video and I Googled it for that video. But you can work in any of those national parks. It doesn't always have to be for the same company. But like you guys know, my heart is with Xanterra, and I know there's a lot of controversy working for Xanterra, but personally with me, I did not have a bad experience, so I'm not gonna give them a bad review. So those are all of my best things about working in a national park. I really think if you're watching this video and you made it to the end and you're like, wow, I want to work in a national park, go online, apply. I'll put the link down below in the description box where you can apply on Xanterra's website. I am not in the position in my life anymore where I could go and work in a national park, and I wish I was, because honestly, it's like the most fun, memorable thing I've ever done, and I'm sure everyone I know is sick of me talking about it, except for you guys, because that's what I'm here for. So if you guys have any questions about working in a national park or anything like that, feel free to leave a comment down below, or you can slide in my DMs on Instagram, which is @casuallycarolyn. I am there to answer any and all of the questions you guys have, but I really appreciate you guys making it to the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in next week's. Bye guys, have a good one. I didn't even cover it all the way. Just go work in a national park, do it. Because I said so.